Turning now to some business news with Yuka Roya. Yuka, going to start with the latest in China's crackdown on a big tech that's grabbing attention.
Well, Eve, the Financial Times reports that the Chinese government intends to break up AliPay, a hugely popular payment app owned by billionaire Jack Ma's Ant Group. The paper says that Beijing wants Ant to create a separate app for the company's highly profitable loans business. The government will also ask the company to turn over user data to a new joint venture, which will be partly state-owned. Chinese regulators have already been curbing the fintech giant's consumer lending businesses. In April, they ordered Ant to turn itself into a holding firm and fold its two lucrative microcredit services, Huabei and Zhibei, into the new company. Beijing also blocked Ant's planned IPO at the last minute. Now, the news about the latest crackdown spooked investors. Shares in e-commerce giant Alibaba, which owns a third of Ant, fell substantially in Hong Kong this Monday, taking the Hang Seng with them. Asian stock markets overall started the week on a negative note. Tokyo faring slightly better following some encouraging economic data that came out this Monday. Now, as you can see, the Asian markets, a mixed note there. European markets now, on the other hand, opened in the green with pretty much all sectors from financial to industrials to health rising across the board.
Next, Yuka, to an ongoing antitrust battle between Apple and Epic. The game maker is appealing a court's ruling, which was partly in its favour, was it not?
Well, who's really winning is the question, really, as a US court handed a mixed ruling on Friday. The judge said Apple cannot prevent developers on its App Store from directing users to a third-party payment options, but also said it's okay for the tech giant to continue taking sizable commission fees. Epic Games, the maker of Fortnite, says the ruling does not go far enough. Catherine Viet reports.
In what many say is a blow to Apple, a judge has ruled that the tech giant cannot prevent app developers from including information that can direct users to third-party payment options.
The real important outcome in this case is that Apple has to open up its App Store to other forms of payment and to other forms of consumer contact. It means that you'll be able to pay for apps with other mechanisms that perhaps you prefer. But it also means that the store is likely to become less secure and to have more spam.
Also at stake during the trial, Apple's slice of revenue from its App Store, up to a 30% cut from purchases. Epic Games, the maker of the popular Fortnite, argued that the App Store was monopolistic. In issuing her ruling, the judge said that Epic Games had failed in its burden to demonstrate that Apple was operating an illegal monopoly.
Apple enjoys considerable market share of over 55% and extraordinary high profit margins. These factors alone do not show antitrust conduct. Success is not illegal.
Epic Games said the ruling was not a win for developers and vowed to fight on, while Apple framed the decision as a victory.
So it's a bit of a mixed bag. I think on balance, it's a win for Apple. They dodged the biggest threat to them, right, which is a sort of requirement that they would have to open their ecosystem altogether.
Epic Games has already said it will appeal the decision.
Well, after Virgin Galactic and Amazon's Blue Origin, SpaceX is now launching civilians into space.
Another billionaire blasting off into space, while the Inspiration4 mission is scheduled to be launched on Wednesday. Unlike the other recent space tours, this one will be the first to go into orbit. The 4-member crew, made up exclusively of private citizens, will stay in space for 3 days and circle the Earth every 90 minutes or so at an altitude of 575 kilometers. That's beyond the orbit of the International Space Station. SpaceX says the mission is more than a joyride and that the crew will perform some medical experiments while in orbit. Let's take a listen to some of them.
And I remember getting off the phone and my hands were shaking. It was just so exhilarating. This is definitely not something I ever imagined would happen, but I think that's what it makes it so fun for me.
And now it's just all the emotion and excitement's coming out. You have those, intense moments where some of the things that you've only seen or on TV or from videos or from movies to see behind the scenes, having those opportunities to see them in person, those were just some incredible, overwhelming moments that we've gotten to experience together.
It sounds like it's going quite a lot further than the other ones. I don't know if I'd fancy it though. Yuka, how about you?
I don't know. I mean, I would one day like to.
Yeah, I bet you'd be up for it. It sounds incredible, obviously, but yeah, just a little bit rooted to my place. Yuka Roy with the Business News. Thanks a lot for that.